How are you doing? I think I was here, what, like a week ago? And y'all act like it's been 6 months. I have been so busy, as you can see, and tired and, needing to really take care of myself. So I went cooking again all day today. I'm so glad you enjoyed the videos where the lady shared her children with me and she let me cook for them. I didn't know she was going to share it with the family. I just knew she said she liked the cooking, but I gave her a lot of food just in case she wanted leftovers or something. But I'm glad she did. She did. She has beautiful children, and she shared it with them. And of course, I was eating it to make sure. I have to be my own taste tester, so I was eating it to make sure that it was good. Quality control, clean, and everything before it left the house. And I was so blessed. That made my day when she had given the children a full plate. I didn't know she was going to give them a full plate. And I said, oh, Lord, because you know how children are. They'll just tell you, yuck, I hate it, or it's good, mommy. And I was thinking, damn, why did she give them babies that food and they never tried it? And she gave me a donation for it, and she's gonna have to throw it away. She can't make them eat it. But luckily, they like the food and the baby. I love that baby. He gives his mother hand signals. You see, he was eating some French fries, and then she gave him, "Hey, Lady Loke, King Nip Queen Drip in this bitch." Came from the West Coast to the East Coast to the dirty South and turned my motherfucking ass out and turned my house to the dirty South trap house. God damn it. I was thinking about that yesterday and I was packing that food and I said, damn, Nipsey, I never thought that you coming to my house spiritually and speaking to me and giving me messages would ever turn into this. I didn't know. You know what? People have altar food and they've had altar food for thousands of years. We've always honored our ancestors, African, Native American, European, basically every culture, Asian, honor their ancestors and have the pyramids and the mounds for our ancestors. We have pyramids and mounds here, not just in Egypt. And our Egyptian ancestors were over here. We were over there traveling all around the world. You see that? People get upset with me. I don't care. That is a penis candle. He likes the penis candles. People don't understand why I get them. I get them because he likes them. Okay. As you can see, out of all the candles, the penis ones are shining the brightest. You see. You see what I'm saying? To my favorite Loke, saying shout out. So, it's spiritual, of course. I know I hadn't lived in a few days because it was so hot. And they get so hot. And so I just had to take a break. This is my first time lighting them in a few days. I know, Lady Loke. This one, I don't know if you can tell. That's a yoni. That's a kitty cat. You see. So I got the kitty cat up there, and I got the big boy down there. I had two because that's what he likes. He asked me for it, and I get it. But that's right, from the source of spiritual sexuality, yoni and the lingam, they go together perfectly. Shakti and Shiva. You have to learn about those things. Because there's nothing nasty about it. It's totally natural. As you walk around one or the other. Some people have intersex and have more than one. But yes. Yeah. Hey, everybody. What I wanted to say, because people asked me, what did I sell the plates for? I don't sell the plates. And I got so much going on. I'm busy anyway. And so it's too much. I couldn't do it every day unless it's somebody I really, yes, native gal warrior. Yes, and yes. I mean, he wasn't his physical body. You think he'd be different? You know what? Now that I know how he is, but he told me how he was. You know, when he came here and I started listening to his music the day he was shot, he came here. And he's been here ever since. And then he goes, you know, to LA, his family, or wherever he has to go. And he comes back. And he's always been very, very open and honest with me. So I knew he was very freaky sexually. And I knew that those are the only type of women he really liked. He's very sensual, but also very spiritual. Usually, you know, the more sensual someone else, usually the more intellectual, the more spiritual they are, especially if they're like him and they study. And they're free. They're not locked up and stowed up, as they say down here, and bound up. He's free. He has no inhibitions. And so they're the best lovers. And they usually have the most open spiritual mind to manifest whatever they want and draw it to them. And so I learned a lot of that from him. But too, hey, I'm the vagina power lady. So, but he even taught me and opened me up because I was stiff and stored up and got all these issues. So thank you, Jessica. Jessica's Girl 21. So he taught me a lot about being free and embracing my pussy. That's what he told me. I need to embrace my pussy. And men need to embrace their dick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really God. That's the highest level of you when you know how to direct it right to get anything and everything you want. And that's the other thing I have to take time to do. You know, I got to write out my lessons and my teaching, so I can't be cooking all of the time. I just pick certain days, like maybe the weekend, like I did this time. And I can get up and cook. Like yesterday, I cooked the stuff that took the longest to make, like the fresh collard greens. And I always order it fresh. But what I was explaining to the person, I never dealt with one lady local other than him, and I'm just now learning how they are. I sometimes, like on my father's altar for a few years, I would put food on his altar, but no one else until he came in here and he started to tell me what he liked, how he liked it, what colors he wanted, and he wanted everything blue and gold. And people started calling me. They said, do you know what that is? He has to be telling you that because those are Crip colors. I said, what? I said, because he had this big, when he came here the first day, I see he had this blue, he had on blue, and he had this t-shirt on, and it had this big letter. The first letter was really big and curved, and then the other letters were smaller. And then I said, that's it, Crenshaw, with a big old C. So he said, I like hot things. I like spicy things. I like spicy meats. And I like a lot of vegetables. I like my plates very colorful. I mean, he literally started telling me everything he wanted and how he wanted it. I want candles on my altar. I want blue. See, if you know someone, you don't have to figure out what they like because you know them or you know someone that can tell you. I didn't know anybody that knew him to tell me. So I had to believe that I was really hearing what I was hearing. And then I found out I was hearing what I was hearing. I was correct. So ever since someone said, yeah, you know, he likes lemon and blueberries and peppers and pancakes. I said, I know because I've been cooking for him since 2019. And you can go back and look, 2 years ago, I made him blueberry pancakes because he wanted them. So I have them on the altar. It's so gorgeous. And his chef came out earlier this year and said that he liked these lemon and blueberry pancakes. He liked different things and create recipes. That's what he does with me. Like he gave me the hot and spicy greens, and then I saw someone with a Cajun recipe, and I threw the sausage and the shrimp in there because he was like, "Yes, I want the beef." So I use the beef sausage and the shrimp, and I let everybody that tried it. They love it. I love it because the collard greens, the sauce is very hot and very spicy with the sweetness on top. I love it hot. So luckily he does too. But anyway, what I was saying was, let me explain. I don't sell the plates. I'm not in a position to sell the plates. What I do is, and I don't want to do that right now. It's just too much on me. So what I'll do, if you want it, you donate like the amount that I have to pay to buy the food. And then for my time to have to stand there and put, that drip to make that drip on it, put that drip sauce and my own style and recipe on it. You just pay for that. That's it. And then you have to make arrangements to come get it because I can't drive it to you or somebody on this side of town to meet you. That's at this point that's what I do because so many people can cook, and so I feel like I'm a beginner. I'm learning, so I feel like I'm still in the beginning phases of cooking, but luckily the people that try it like it, and you all started this because you all would look at the pictures and the videos and say, oh, that looks so good. And then people got curious. I want some. I want to eat off Nipsey's altar. It's not fair that you cook that for Nipsey. And why do you just cook that for the physically dead? We want some. Give us some. I said, I have to ask him. I have to ask my father, King Bond, whoever's here. I have to ask him, is it okay? But this is his altar. My father has a separate one. But I put their stuff here because they get along. So I had to ask, is it okay? And I said, Nipsey, is it okay to share? People want your food. He said, yes. And then I have several crews here that eat. I put the food on the altar, which I have to cook his stuff tomorrow. I asked him, please forgive me, baby. Please don't get mad at me. I cooked him a whole nother pan of macaroni and cheese. So that him, my dad, King Bond, Jackie, the ones that have been here, if they want to hang and eat it. I got a fresh pot pan for them. I cooked, and I'm not giving it to nobody. I give it to Mari, and I got them some big old pretty thick steaks in there. And I'm going to cook those tomorrow and put on the altar. I'll let you see it. They food. So I put it there. I eat. And then people get plates, eat. My sister Shannon eats. And we got the crew outside, the cats. Oh, yeah. They make me mad. I don't know how many of them out there. I got to watch and see who the fuck is out there. Because last night I had some mashed potatoes, real creamy with butter and milk and shit in it. It was so creamy and smooth and soft. So I made some for me after I fixed everybody's plate. And then I put the mashed potatoes out there. I had some of that yellow rice with it, a little bit of meat on there. And I put some tomatoes. Some of them eat salad. So I put some tomatoes and shit and feta cheese. I come out there, this morning, they done ate all the goddamn shit. Then with Friday, I had put a steak out there after I took it off the altar. Cut it up for them, little bite-sized pieces, but I put the bone out there because sometimes some dogs or cats, they'll want that bone, that flavor and stuff in it. Put that, macaroni and cheese, got them collard green with shrimp and sausage and shit. I woke up Saturday, they done ate all the motherfucking shit. I'm like, how the fuck can I feed y'all when every time I turn around like a day or so later, this shit gone? It's empty now. It's just a couple of tomatoes out there on the goddamn porch. Now, luckily someone else tried it. I got a whole family. I got some children. I love children. Not children, children. I miss them with the little tiny feet running through the house barefoot and their little tiny Keebler elf voice. And them jumping up on you, you picking them up. And they're so cute. Their little cute faces and their little smell. And watching them eat. I used to love to cook for my son and my niece and nephews and powder plate up or take them out to eat and get them ice cream. I miss children in the house. So when somebody wants to get something for me and they have the children, that makes me feel so good because they're little souls and they can't help themselves and they've come here to do a service and a work and they might not even know what it is. And at this point in my life, now I know what I know and I do what I do. I feel so honored to watch children eat my food. To me, it's a spiritual blessing. Like when I was little, I knew my grandmother loved me and she loved to cook for me. It was, even though it was so hard on her taking care of somebody's children that was not hers. But then when I was forced to live with my birth mother at 12, she never sat with us. You could tell she was something like throw the plate down and we would have to sit. Me and my half sister would sit at the dining room table alone while her and her husband would be in the bed eating, and he would bring a tray to her and serve her like she was a queen, and they'd be in there eating together and watching television, and he's waiting on her hand and foot. And it was really like we were orphan children, like we were foster children. It was a coldness. There was no engaging us, no sitting with us, maybe on a Sunday when she would finish preaching in church. And that still wasn't about us. It was about her, her husband, and her friends. It was a very isolating, even though I was young, we understood that we really weren't wanted. And that's why I know she made us go with her. We really weren't loved. And it hits your body different. It hits your stomach, your intestines, and it radiates an aura. You see what I'm saying? This thing is really deep about who cooks for you, what they put in it, what their train of thought, what's in their hands, their energy when they touching it, when they washing it, when they preparing it, and then they serve it to you. Yes, it's a lot of people that can make good food. Yes, it tastes good. You can always get some food to taste good. But when you are getting food from someone, not only does it taste good, you feel it, you're like, God damn, you know what? I like to go to that place right there, or I want that lady or that chef right there to cook my goddamn food because I feel a certain way, goddamn it. When they cook for me and just touch my food, shit, just put my food in the tray. I don't want nobody touching it but her or him. I used to go places, there was only a certain person I wanted to touch my food and put it in the tray and shit because I felt a certain way. Like the certain energy and certain intention that they had. And I noticed that when my biological mother would cook our food and serve, it was always a hatred and a nastiness and resentment. And I walked around carrying a lot of low self-esteem. A lot of self-worth issues, and then she would talk it to us. Do you see the magic, the spell? Because a word is a spell. A person has to be thinking fucked up shit about you to cook for you and mash down ground beef and meatloaf, have the food they have to dig down in, give it to you, and then stand up every day, humiliate you, physically assault you, verbally assault you, speaking spells on. You don't need to eat their motherfucking food because they cursing you, and then you wonder why a person that raised you or was around you and you had to eat with them and you could tell they didn't like you or they want to fuck you or molesting you and all kinds of shit, then talking shit to you and crazy to you, telling you it'll be nothing before your life even starts, and you're eating from them, you're eating with them. Then that reverberates through your aura and everything about you and your speech, because your speech is first a thought and an energy. And don't think people don't pick up on that shit. Huh? See, it's deep eating a goddamn meal. That's why when I got poisoned by that nigga at D Health store and you're giving me herbs and you definitely put a spell on it to bring death on me. But God said no. Huh? And my ancestors said no. Hold on. Trouble don't last always. That was 2012, and I was still taking this stuff. In 2013, I didn't want to believe it. I got sicker and sicker, and all my glands swelled up, and I got so swollen up, it looked like I was eating all day and weighed over 200 pounds, but it wasn't fat. It was fluid. And he was rejoicing about it. The hoot in my eye and said, yeah, she smells like a dead woman in a coffin. That was 2013. She'd be dead before the end of 2013. And goddamn, we're in the middle of 2023. And I'm sitting at my altar. If I had known then what I know now. But I don't really worry about things like that, because what goes around come around. And you have to pay for all the dirty shit you do. The Lord said, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. And even my own mother told me how she thought about putting poison in my food. The bitch might have. Yeah, I done been through it. But at the same time, I'm still here. I would never do that to anybody. And I saw those children eating. That meant a lot to me. When I saw the mother and talking about, when I see anybody blessing me, to me, it's a blessing to me to eat something that I took from my energy. And I put my whole soul into everything I cook, everything I make to drink. It's a blessing to me to be here, and it's a blessing that someone would want to take something from me to drink or to eat or share with their baby that they carry it in their body. I know that might seem dramatic and silly to a lot of you all, but it doesn't to me. It means everything to me. Before I leave this planet, I would like to do those types of things and to help people and to share and to educate. And I hope out of all the lies they have told about me, that people that I have done good things for, made them feel good or feel better, nourish their soul with my food, I hope they remember and speak those things about me. Hmm. Anyway, I didn't know this was going to go there. Let me tell you something. I got to talk to you all about this thing. Oh boy, I'm learning so much. Jackie O is pissed. Nipsey Hussle is pissed. King Von is pissed. Kanika Jenkins is pissed. And they spewed all this energy all over my house. That shit was so demonic and so bad. For y'all spiritual workers and y'all readers, I don't give a fuck if you're just reading a tarot card. You need to do cleanses. I don't care if you do them every day. Cleanses in your house, and it could be just basic salt water, a little bit of yellow ammonia where you visualize it is bright as the sun. And you're charging that water, and you go through that whole house to cut that shit. Because sometimes when people come, I'm getting chills all over right now, because sometimes when people come into your house that are physically dead, they're still a soul. It's still them. I see and hear them. It's still the same person. But if the physical body was killed through mutilation, humiliation, degradation, assault, murder, rape, their life was taken from them. It's very demonic, and it's a violation of the oaths of God and their ancestors to spill their blood, especially if they're here to do special things and they're light beings. Usually those are the ones that get murdered. The evil ones stay here because they control the system, and usually the ones with light just want to help and want to know, and they're not protected, and they think their goodness will protect them, and then they get murdered. They come in to different places. They're not trying to hurt you, but the demonic entities and the circumstances a lot of times will follow them or trail them, the ether of it, especially if they haven't gotten over the experience. Nipsey still has not gotten over what they did to him in his physical death. He has not embraced it, accepted, and released it. And he hates what they did to his body and the setup. And he is still working. And the other realms and other people that were murdered as well that know him, that were in other gangs, that are in entertainment and businesses, different realms. He knew people that the same thing happened to them. It's so many souls, so many of them standing on the other side that still here and that want justice for what was done to them. Nipsey did not get justice because Eric Holder went to prison, because he's not the one. He's the patsy here. People close to him and inside of there helped to set Nipsey up along with police and government officials. Same thing with Jackie O. She met her aunt. She met one of her friends. Couple of them. She's looking at a nigga now. And thank you, Sandra. And I love what you be sending me. Well, Sandra, you know what? A lady was talking to me about it today that had me to read her and do some spiritual stuff for her. And she was like, I'm just so tired of people fucking over me, and I just want them to leave me alone because I'm a good person. I don't fuck over nobody. I would want to do that. And I wish they'd leave me alone. It's so much hurt and pain. I want them to pay for what they did to me. I said, baby, join the club. But one thing you must realize is being a good person without any protection will get your ass kicked, just like I was raised up by a mother who was a high-ranking witch and bragged about it and was glad to cross up and try to murder her own children, and even bragging that she had crossed me and that she wanted to see me dead and set me up for death. But it always backfired. Something always had a hand on me that I could not see. And she would get so angry about it, try to take my life from me. Some people feel like because they gave birth to you, they're more powerful than you. I gave you life and I could take your life. You didn't give me life. I got life through you, not by you. not because of you. And for some reason, you was compelled to bring me here. And you did bring me through your body, but I came through it. That don't mean you have power over me and could take my life out of here. And I told this woman, look, you either keep whining, keep getting your ass beat like the rest of us, or you decide in your hurt and your pain that you're going to live to die another day, resurrect, and motherfucking fight. Learn to protect yourself and stand your ground and realize you have a right to be here like these other motherfuckers feel like they got a right to be here and a right to kill your motherfucking ass. Either you're going to do that or you're going to keep fucking whining and get fucked up and go get your casket ready. Because you think they're going to get up out of your ass. Oh, let me take my dick out of your ass with no grease on. Let me take my foot out of your ass because you're whining and it hurts. No. You just be considered a weak punk bitch. Step on you, keep draining you until there's nothing to take, and then go on to the next victim. So how do you want it? Because it's me, it's you, and so many other people. You think they just did it to you? What you gonna do? Because a lot of our ancestors have it worse than we do. And they still survive for somebody to get full and bring us here. So what are you gonna do? Because they don't care about your whining, your crying. You just, the more you whine and the more you hurt and you feel pain, then they have more energy to feed off of, to vampire off of. You can't change them, but you need to change yourself. If you still want to be here, because somebody made up their mind, you got to go and they want to take you out. So you better make up your mind. No, bitch, not today. Not this year, not this lifetime. And then you learn to fight. That's it. That's when I have time for the whining. And I'm telling you, a lot of things, and my sister's going to show them, and I show them on Instagram, have been coming to pass. Just like I told y'all, a lot of these children and the sex trafficking at the military bases and underground. You see on the news, right, this soldier, I don't know if he's Navy, Marines or something. He was arrested because he had this teenage girl gonna kidnap her, and she's slow. She kind of mental ill or mental disabled, or mental challenge. Kidnapped her, took her to the military base, sold her to another soldier, or maybe more than one, getting fucked all in. Girl, I said, God damn, this is what the fuck I've been saying. You see the airplane crashed in California. They don't know why. All these folks up there hollering on the goddamn airplane, talking about somebody in the back with their eyes bucked or cocked to the side, ain't real back there and shit. See, I question that story because usually they show the cameras about they show everybody else that's clowning. She didn't show the man back there that she said wasn't real back there. She never turned the camera to the back of the goddamn airplane. So I don't know. There's verification because I didn't see the person that she said was not real. So I don't know in what way she meant it wasn't real. A computer, a robot, half AI. I said I was blanking and glitching. Look, I don't know. I'm just going to sit back and watch that one. Because she didn't film it. And nobody on the airplane filmed it. It was a whole bunch of people. Then when she said that motherfucker back there ain't real, you don't see nobody turn their phone back there. They had it on her. Nobody turned the phone back there. They let us see every goddamn thing else. So I want to see the twisted eye motherfucker back there so I can talk to him. If he ain't real and he a computer or he a demon or some type of goddamn entity, ET, I want him to come down to the dirty south and talk to me at the altar goddamn while we have us something to eat. Because other than that, I don't believe her. And I believe a lot of these people is on that shit up there that they putting up there to do that. Because I told y'all that system was outdated. And did y'all say I forgot his name, but I saved it. There was a high-ranking official that worked with the FAA that said he knew for a fact the United States aviation system and airplanes were outdated, like I had told y'all, Nipsey told me, and that this was going to start happening. Also, some new infections have come up. Malaria's in the United States with the mosquitoes. I told y'all they had the GMO mosquitoes and the cockroach and shit, which they've been having them for years. Now they're bringing them out. These new viruses have come out and mutated. A lot of these, didn't I say these babies were going to have these encephalitis types of symptoms and brain infections, unexplained brain infections. So we're adults. You see, this is happening. It's in the news. There's several diseases. They said you could get one confused with the other because some of them mimic each other. That's been coming out and been confirmed. It's so much I can't keep up with it. But I have to come and tell y'all about these people in here. Jackie O is pissed. Real angry. And so is Nipsey and King Von. And I'm wondering what type of movement is going on with King Von in his case. Because I haven't heard about it or seen anything about it. And all of the treacherous things that they did to him and set him up. It was so much heavy negative energy in here. And then I started to say, what the fuck is going on? And everything changed. I couldn't burn the candles because the air conditioner started tripping so bad. And it was so hot upstairs, but it was cool downstairs. And then I started to see a leak again. And I'm like, okay. And so I started calling around to get someone to check it because I'm like, I can't go through this again. And then one of my friends said, one of my witches said, why don't you do a cleanse of the house? So while she was on the phone, I started doing the cleanse. Automatically, the leak stopped. Within an hour or two, the air upstairs got cold. I'm not lying. And it's been cold for the past few days. That's why I turned the altar on tonight because Nipsey wanted it on. And I'm like, baby, I'm not trying to not have it on, but it's hot as fuck. And I don't know why. It's cold as hell downstairs, hot as fuck upstairs, to the point I had to take my clothes off to sleep. That's how fucking hot and humid it was. Like I'm outside. And it's real thick and humid in Georgia right now. Awful. It's always like that in the summertime. After I cleansed, and then I slept like a baby all night. And it's been fine for the past 2 days. And then I said, what the fuck is going on? Is there somebody just trying to send something to me? And I realized, yeah, I mean, as usually, I always try to do that. I have a lot of enemies that I don't even know that I ain't did nothing to. But also, it was their rage. Remember how on Lovecraft Country, that white man had them black people he was kidnapping and put them in a basement and cutting them up, killing them and burying them down in the basement? They would disappear and everybody knew it, but they would go along with it. And then they were coming out of the floor, and then the man himself was angry and trying to make them get out of the house. And he was doing like human sacrifices on them and had been to the occult. And they had to call the voodoo priestess to exorcise the house and kill the goat and wipe the goat blood on the doorpost and on their forehead. That shit is real. They were in here and they weren't directing it at me, but because they live here. They come in here and they say, I'm getting chills now. I feel somebody tall and slim standing behind me with blue on and a blue hat. So they can tell me if it's yes or no. Well, they only did that one season, Lady Luck, and I think they didn't want to. They got me because we loved it and we were waking up, and they didn't want to wake us up no more. So we have to tap into it and read on our own in Lovecraft Country and Cthulhu, because all those writings are available. See, this thing is catching on fire over here. I see someone was standing behind me. This one up here is starting to blaze up and catch on fire as I'm talking about them. And it makes me feel so bad because there's nothing I can do about it. They have to work through it because it physically happened to them. And once something like that physically happened to them and they cannot undo it, they're enraged because all of them were young. Nipsey was 33. King Von was in his 20s. Jackie O's 33. They're still young in the prime of their life and still studying and evolving and finding themselves. And all three of them were very successful and wealthy. So and I have the pleasure of knowing them now, the three of them, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing that I did not know. I literally had to clean the whole house because it was so much clutter. And when I say clutter, you can see not physical clutter. Those are his rags. Those his rugs. All this stuff. I just washed them and laid them out so my baby rags be clean. Those are all his stuff. But that's not what I mean. I mean, the clutter is the same on the other side. It's just not physical, like hard 3D. But when they're really angry, or when they're really pissed, or when they're really happy, or when they're really in love, then they produce a clutter, like an energy, or they'll put their things in that space or their belongings. It's just a lot of people can't see them. They can feel, I can see them. And I was like, I was tripping over stuff that wasn't there. And then I realized because it's there. You see what is happening here as I'm talking. I don't know if you can see this like I can see this. It's starting to blaze up again as I'm talking about it. And see, that's Nipsey's a fire sign. Uh, King Bond's a fire sign. Both of them are Leos. I don't know what Jackie. She's probably Scorpio because she's early November. Um, my birthday's in November, but I'm sad, so I'm later in November. So if she's early November, she's probably a Scorpio. A lot of Scorpio energy, water, I think, Scorpio. And so I'm fire, and they're feeling these things and talking, and I just tapping into them, feeding into them, and I'm like, what the hell is going on in here? You see it? You can see it better on this side here with them dicks. See? See, it's right behind his candles, and it's starting to goddamn catch on fire. You see, all the other ones kind of burning. They kind of chilling a little bit right now, minding their own business. And these three right here. Yeah. So they're beautiful though, aren't they? You see that glow? They're beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Well, it's hot in here. I'm tired, so I'm standing here to do this live. I have to come back and finish telling you about this. Whoa. I'm going to take some pictures of this because I got to get another plate together. Somebody's coming to pick up some dinner. And I got to finish sauteing the vegetables. And I want to check in and say hello to you all. And I love you. And I got to get some rest so I can feel better and come say hello to you. I'll talk to you, baby, soon. Thank you for loving me, supporting me, subscribing, clicking like, share, and donating.